Hi, everyone. I guess I'll start. I don't know what I'm supposed to be starting. This is our first group meeting. I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Anita. If anyone else wants to go.
I'm Holly.
Drew.
I'm Bryson.
Hey, I'm Alex. I go by my middle name, Tyler.
Gotcha.
Okay. Cool. So I'm guessing we're going to be going over this, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Who did this? I spent like several hours on this. So
Yes, I even had a tutor. I got a tutor to help me through it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that and then I just let it be. I guess who was really good at it and doesn't have questions?
I definitely
You
wasn't
were really good at it?
No, I wasn't.
I kind of understood it, but I did have some questions on it, but I think I got the basics of it, so.
Do we just start with the first question and go through it and see that we all unanimously agree on the answers? And if there's something that someone doesn't understand how to do, we can try and help each other through it.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
All right. So what did everyone
Still
got
pulling mine up.
for number one?
I got B.
I got B.
Same. Okay.
Anyone have any questions on that?
No, that one was pretty easy.
Okay, cool. What about number two?
B, 5 hours.
I got B. Did anyone else get something different or have any questions?
I got D, but I am just throwing it out because I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong, so.
So why do you think it's D, I guess? Then we can kind of see.
I need to go back and look at this problem. Okay.
So Hosni, if you look at it, the most purses that Hosni can make would be 10 purses, right? If it takes Hosni half an hour to make each purse and there are 10 purses, that would mean that her production possibilities frontier would be half an hour times 10, which equals 5 hours.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Does that make sense? So if you look at the graph and you look at Hosni's graph, the most, if she only did purses and no wallets, it would be 10.
Okay. I got that now. It makes sense. I think I totally misplaced on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, number three. I got A.
Hey.
Let's see what I do. 22 jackets and 1 sweater. Yep, A.
Any questions on that one?
My computer's just acting real slow. I'm trying to pull it up. It's not loading. So I'm here, but I'm not seeing any of this yet.
Okay.
Okay. What did you guys get for number 4? I got C.
I got C, but I have a question about that. So are we just, because if you do the math for it, it comes up to 435, well, what did I do it by minutes for making here? I don't know if this even helps. Can you guys even see that?
No,
Yeah.
I can't. It's very blurry.
Okay. So I did the 7 times 30 minutes, and that's 210 minutes. And then I did the 15 times 15, and that's 225 minutes. So together they're 435 minutes. So in 8 hours, is that right?
I'm
7
not
hours and
sure
15
how you
minutes.
did that.
Okay, how did you calculate it then?
So I just did the 7 times the half hour. That's 3 hours and 30 minutes. And then the 15 times the 15, which would be 3 hours and 45 minutes, and then added those up is a total of 7 hours and 15 minutes, which means 45 minutes is missing. So I took that the word could in the question meant that yes, she could, but it's not efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, so that's the question that I had. I did it. I just did it by minutes, like 400. I didn't do it by hours. So
Yeah, I did by minutes too. The most you could have is 480 minutes. Anything else I calculated over the 480 minutes, you had to cancel that as an option.
okay, I guess that's the question that I had is we weren't looking for an exact, right? Because I was like, well, none of these are
Mhm.
exactly 480. So it's just anything below that or close to it, just not over it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And just a random question too. So we have to post this in the discussion board. Do we each have to post it, or is just one person going to do it and then include all of our names in it?
I think one person posts it includes the names of everyone who participated.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I guess I'll post it because I'm going to get the link. What did you guys get for number? Are we on 5? Yeah, 5.
Yeah. I got C.
Me too.
see,
See, okay, I did too. Any questions? Okay, what'd you guys get for 6? I got B.
B.
B,
A.
Yeah.
You got A too?
Oh, for 6, or are we? Did you move on?
Sorry, moved on. Number 6. What did you guys get for 6?
B.
B,
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were moving on to 7. That's my fault.
So I got B. Everyone got B for 6?
Mhm.
Okay. So 7, A. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay. 8, I got D.
I wasn't sure on this one.
I think I chose
D?
A.
No, I got A for 8.
I got A.
Did you? Okay.
You
Shoot.
did yours in reverse. So you're going to have more hours for the airplane than you are for the car. So
Group meeting. What's up? Sorry, I have a phone call.
sure.
Okay. So let me look at. Sorry, I'm gonna have to look at how I did it, and then.
So when you're doing opportunity costs, if you're doing it, if they say, okay, get the opportunity cost of the airplane, then you take the opposite thing that you're comparing it to, which is the car, and you put that number in the numerator of your fraction. So the car would go over the airplane. If you wanted to know the opportunity cost of the car, then the airplane would be on the top of the fraction, the numerator.
Yeah, so I did that, and I got.
So it should be 30 over 150.
Wouldn't it be opposite? Hold on, let me show you. No, I can't show you because you guys can't see. So I got. So I kind of did. I just did for one car for Japan. It's 30 hours. So then you take the airplane, which is 150 hours, and then you divided that by 30. So that makes it 5 airplanes. That's why I got 5. Because the 150
yeah.
is the airplane. That's what you're comparing it to, one car versus one airplane.
Oh, you're looking at the hours though. You want to do quantity, not hours, because you're not looking at how many hours. You're looking at what is the opportunity.
Yeah, but when you divide the 150 hours, so it's 30 hours for one
Oh,
car.
that's true.
So if you have 30 hours, so out of those 30 hours, how many airplanes? Wait, no, I think you're right. Now I'm confused.
Hold on. I'm confused as well. Hold on.
No, you're right, because with 30 hours, you can't even make one plane. So it is opposite. You guys are right. Okay. 30 over. So it is 30 over 150, which makes it one, whatever that is, 1/5, 1/6. What number are we on?
We're on number 8. If you're not, because it's easy to want to do the hours, but you're supposed to do like quantity produced. So you're getting 80 cars for every 16 airplanes, which is
Yeah.
1 airplane for every 5 cars.
No, yeah, I did it. I just did it opposite. Okay, so you guys are right. So it's 1/5 and 1/3, right?
Mhm.
1/3 airplane and 1/5. Okay, so it's A. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I fixed that.
I am very interested if anybody got number 9. Even my tutor could not get number 9.
I got
This
number
was
9. I
hard.
got C.
I got C.
I looked it up. I Googled and it said C, but I don't understand how you come up with C.
I got it. That one was not bad. I just kind of did trial and error. So I guess I just did trial and error, I guess. So I did the max of the tacos for Dina, so 400 tacos. And then I subtracted 300 worth of tacos so that she can trade with Arturo. So that would be, so the 300 tacos are worth 60, well, no, 180 burritos. Wait, no, I'm doing the wrong, that was one of my trial ones, sorry. So it's 400, I don't know, now I'm lost.
No, you're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Okay,
So
no, so
she'll
I
keep-
took 100, right?
She'll keep
Just
the
100
300.
tacos. Yeah, so 400 is her max of tacos, right? That she can produce. And then she sold 100 of them to have 300 for herself to consume. And so those 100 tacos that she trades are worth 60 burritos, right?
Yeah, but where do you get the 60 from?
Because it's for every 10 tacos, it's 6 burritos. So if she's doing 100 tacos, that would be 10 of those times the
Where are
6
you
burritos.
getting that you get 6 burritos? Oh, I see on the top. Well, let me think.
Yeah, the question. Yeah, I went down through each option and saw which one would work. I didn't like do a specific, I just went off of, I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's the way that I was able to figure it out. I kind of did trial and error on each one.
I'm still not following how you guys got that though.
So Arturo is making 300 burritos, and
Okay.
Dina is making 400 tacos. So in order for them to switch, which Arturo is making a deal or saying, I will give you 6 burritos if you give me 10 tacos. And so basically just the question is, which of the following combinations of tacos and burritos could Diana then consume? Meaning, so which one is possible, assuming that she and Arturo are trading and stuff like that. So it was just C because that was the only one that matched up to the possibilities between if one person just did burritos and the other person did tacos with comparative advantage.
Okay, how did you figure that out? That was the only option.
So we have to figure out which one is, we kind of were already given which one is the comparative advantage. So Dina would make the tacos and Arturo would make the burritos. And then after they had made them, they would trade 6 to 10. And so the only one that fit was minusing 100 tacos, meaning she would be left over with 300 tacos. And then she would end up with the 60 burritos. So that's what she has. This is what she would consume, basically. Does that make any sense? A little more or less?
Yeah, I get it now. Because if she's giving him 100 tacos for every 10, you get 6 burritos. So I get that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, what about number 10?
A.
Yeah, I got A.
I got A too. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay, what about 11? I got C.
B.
I got A.
Oh no. Oh God,
Uh-oh.
funny answers.
I had a difficult time with this one. So, did anyone else get A, B, or C? You can kind of go off that. 'Cause I got C and somebody else got B and one other got A.
I got B as well, but I don't remember how I got to that. I didn't like write it all out.
Yeah,
So
I got B.
we need to figure out what their comparative advantage is, and that's the one that they would go for, and then they would trade afterwards. I basically said that the farmer would do the tomatoes and the rancher would do the pork. So that would be 8 tomatoes and the 6 pork pounds, basically. And then I said that they would both gain from the trade because if they had done the opposite, if the farmer had done the pork, they would only get 2 pork and 3 tomatoes. But instead, they are going to get 3 pork and 4 tomatoes. And that is a gain on both fronts for the farmer. And then for the rancher, it would be a gain also because they would receive more tomatoes. They would actually have more pork or tomatoes. Okay, sorry. That part is a little iffy on me. Hold on, let me think this through real quick.
See, the rancher will not gain because he's 6/6, which is 1. Whereas the farmer would gain because he's 1/2 of the trade-off.
Well, no, because if they're trading, so the rancher is getting tomatoes, the rancher would get more tomatoes than he'd be willing to make in 1 hour. Is that where you guys are coming from that got A?
Yeah, yes.
Because the farmer would gain because he can only make 4, where the rancher can make 6.
So it doesn't entirely make sense for the farmer to go for the pork. And so in order for them to have the comparative advantage, you don't want the rancher to go for the tomatoes because you would rather
Because
have
then they
them
would
go
both
for the
lose.
pork.
Yeah, so the rancher has the advantage over the pork. I agree with that, and the farmer with the tomatoes. But the trade is where I was not sure how the rancher would have an advantage, or how the farmer would benefit. Because the trade is for 1 pound of pork, it would be 2 pounds of tomato, right? That's what I'm. I mean, so how does the farmer benefit I could see why the rancher would benefit, but I don't, because then, I mean, the rancher's not going to want to give half of its pork and then get stuck with, what is that? 6 pounds of tomatoes. And then the rancher only have two. I mean, the farmer only have 2 pounds of tomato left. That's why I said it wasn't a benefit for the farmer.
What was your answer again?
Mine was C.
This is just more confusing now.
Yeah, now I'm second
I thought I
guessing
had it.
myself more now
No,
than I was before.
I'm second guessing.
My tutor explained it to me, but now I don't remember.
What did
So
your tutor say it was?
He said it was B.
That's what I thought, but now that I'm
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Now that
Now
I'm
I'm trying to
looking at it.
remember. I did it last Friday. That was a long time ago. I can't remember what I did now.
So how does sorry. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just going to put B now.
Don't do that.
I'm just putting B.
Yeah, but I want to understand, and gosh.
I feel like I'm
And
doing
it'll
that for a
probably
lot of
like
these.
that.
I'm like, I think that's right, and like you guys are saying it's right, but I don't really understand how I'm getting that. Now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember actually doing this. I don't remember how I got to that answer.
Okay,
Which is
well,
not
wouldn't the
good.
farmer be better? So let's say if they're both making their maximum, the farmer is making 8 tomatoes. The rancher only wants 6 tomatoes, so the rancher's not winning. And then the rancher is, because the farmer, if he makes 8 tomatoes, and he only, I don't know how many he's going to keep, but if he makes 8 and the rancher only wants 6, then the rancher does 6 pork, but then the farmer only wants 4. So I don't know. They're both gaining, actually. I don't know. I don't remember now.
Okay,
So
so we
is
already
it-
know that they're going to be doing the comparative advantage. So that means the farmer will go for the tomatoes, and that means the rancher will go for the pork. So now we just got to figure out which one will benefit in during a trade of 1 pound of pork or 2
Or
pounds of
2
tomatoes.
pounds of tomatoes.
I guess it would only be even if the rancher made 4 pounds of pork.
Yeah, exactly. The ratio is 1/2 then. If you have 1/2, and
But
then you have
since
6
that
over
ratio
8,
is, yeah.
that means that the farmer is getting his fair share, more than his fair share, and the rancher is not. Because if you're doing 1 pound of pork and the rancher has 6 pounds, and you get, so that'd be 12 pounds of tomatoes then. If you were doing 1 for 2 and the rancher has 6 pounds of tomatoes, there should be 12 pounds. Or if he has 6 pounds of pork, that should be equivalent to 12 pounds of tomatoes, not 8. So that's why the farmer's getting more, because he's making less, but getting more than what he's making. Does that make sense?
I don't get it.
I don't get
think
that last sentence, but
Okay, so this is I wish you guys could see this. You guys really can't see this.
it's just
No.
really blurry. If you hold it very still,
Oh gosh, like that's gonna happen. So my
Maybe
thing.
do share screen or something.
Oh yeah, but I don't. Oh yeah, I guess I can type it on the computer. Hold on.
so.
Let me get
I
a.
think it's saying that the rancher will trade 1 pound of pork for 2 pounds of tomatoes. So that means if the rancher gives the farmer 2 pounds of pork, he will receive 4 pounds of tomatoes, meaning he will have 4 pounds of pork and 4 pounds of tomatoes. The farmer would have 2 pounds of pork and 4 pounds of tomatoes. So
You guys see that?
I still think both of them benefit.
Farmer has 8 pounds of. Okay. And then the trade is. What is it? 1 pound of pork for 2 pounds of tomatoes, right? Okay. So if this guy So how many pounds of pork are you guys saying he would share for it to be? Because even if he, so based off of the problem, if we're doing a comparative, don't they have, isn't there like a, they have to be within like a certain range for it to be a benefit?
I think a benefit would just mean they would have to earn more than they would spend like per that hour, or like they would have to earn more than it would. I'm trying to explain it.
Isn't it for half, like if they were to split time between, if they both made pork and tomatoes versus sharing, isn't that how it is? Or not sharing, trading?
I think it's either or. I don't know if it's both.
So let's say the rancher decided to make pork and tomatoes. Doesn't the trade-off need to be equal or around the same range as what he would have got if he would have split his time? That's what I remember for the homework, or from the readings, but I don't, that's where I'm getting confused, because if that's the case, like let's say we put 3 pounds of pork here, that would leave him with 3 pounds of pork and how many of, and 6 pounds of tomatoes, right? And then this guy would get 3 pounds of, would get minus 6 pounds of tomatoes, which would leave him with 2 pounds of tomatoes and how many of pork? 3?
Yeah.
3 pounds of pork. So to me, this isn't, that's why I said that the, I don't know who I said would benefit, that the farmer would gain, because he, no, I said the rancher would gain, because the rancher ends up with still 3 pounds of pork and 6 pounds of tomatoes, and this guy only gets 2 pounds of tomatoes and then the 3 pounds of pork. So I don't know.
I actually agree with you, because if you take the farmer and you do half and half, you would only receive 2 pork and 4 tomatoes. And if you divided the labor up in half, and so that would not be a benefit. That would be just having the rancher benefit from it.
So comparative advantage is only for if they're splitting their time equally. It's not if they're specializing in one thing.
No, I think it's specializing in one thing that is comparative advantage. But if they weren't trading at all, then they would want to divvy up the work to do multiple jobs. So like half pork, half tomatoes.
This is where I don't get it.
Actually, the person who's gaining is the farmer. So if you're doing it the way you're saying, where you're dividing the hours 12 by 12, if they were each to produce their own food with no one trading, the farmer would get 2 pounds of pork, 3 pounds of tomatoes. The rancher, or no,
4 pounds of
the
tomatoes.
farmer would get 4 pounds. Yeah, 2 pounds of pork and 4 pounds of tomatoes. Then the rancher would get 3 pounds of pork and 3 pounds of tomatoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doubling up tomatoes. Like he has more tomatoes than he would want, and he has less. That's why I asked. That's why I felt like the rancher was benefiting and not necessarily the farmer. Because he would be
gave the farmer 2 pounds of pork, and he only gave away 4 pounds of tomatoes. The farmer still wouldn't be benefiting, I'd say.
So we're thinking that C is the correct answer? The rancher will gain and the farmer will not?
That's the one that I think it is, but I don't understand how it could be the other one, but I'd like to know. So I guess we don't know the answer.
I'm just doubting myself now.
Okay. I don't know what you guys want to do with that. I mean, if the tutor
the
said
majority say it's C, so I'll go with the majority. But
do you have notes from the tutor, or she just told you the answer?
He drew a graph for me, and so I'm trying to think it through, but I'm the kind of person that has to think like in a quiet closet with no one around. Because when there's noise, my brain, I have ADD, and my thoughts jump out of my head as soon as I hear anything that distracts me. So I'm trying to focus on it. I can remember. He drew a graph, and he said something about if you draw a graph and you put pork on one side and pork on the horizontal line, and tomatoes on the vertical line, and then he did the 4. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember what he did here. He put a dot on the 4 and a dot on the 6 on the horizontal line for the pork, which makes sense. And then he did it on the vertical line. He did it on the 3 and the 4 for the tomatoes, and then connected the lines. And then he said something about, okay, if someone, I can't remember. Oh, I need a minute to get through.
Okay, we can move on if you guys are okay with that, and then keep seeing which ones we're stuck on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so for 12, what did you guys get? I got C.
I got C as well.
Let's see.
I got B.
I got B.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. I don't even know what it was anymore.
So let's see here. So number 12, if you have 8 wallets and 10 purses for one person and 6 wallets and 4 purses, comparative advantage in purses, of course, would go to, wait, hold on, I'm trying to read my notes and look at this.
So
Comparative advantage. Go ahead.
who did you guys agree had the comparative advantage to make purses? Did you guys do that, or you didn't do that?
Actually, I think you have to start with splitting up their time evenly. So the first one would be making 5 purses and 4 wallets.
Right.
And the second one would be 2 purses and 3
3
wallets.
wallets.
So there's 7 purses currently. And then if they did the comparative advantage, then I think the first one would be the 10 purses to make it adding 3 total.
Gotcha.
That makes
I
sense.
did not do the splitting the time.
I didn't do that way either, but I still got 3.
So you guys got 3. Wait, who got 5? Just me.
I got 5 because I didn't split up the time equally. I just didn't see that part or didn't do that part.
Oh, no, I did divide it. Never mind. I said I did.
Wait, so it says if they switch from each person switch from dividing their time between the production of person while each person spending all of their time. So they're supposed to be spending all their time. So why'd you guys split up time?
That's because that's how it was previously. And so previously they were not trading, and so now they are going to trade, and they're going to use competitive advantage on this to increase.
Sorry, I'm
Because
confused.
normally, if they didn't divide up their time, there would be 7 purses being created. But if they trade, the total production of purses will be 10. Because Hosni or whatever, how do you pronounce that, would be making all the purses.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to just assume that if they're not trading, they're doing equal between the two. So,
Right.
if Hosni doesn't trade with Merv, then Hosni's actually going to make 4 wallets and 5 purses. If Merv doesn't trade, then he makes 3 wallets and 2 purses. Because they're trading and you're doing comparative advantage, then you see, okay, well, who will have the smallest loss if they make wallets, and who has the smallest loss if they make purses. And then you have them make their whatever their maximum is that they can make of that product.
Okay. I don't remember how I got the 5, so that's fine. So number 3 or B, is that what you
Yeah.
guys want?
Yep.
Yeah, B
Yeah.
3.
Okay, well, sorry, one question because I'm really stuck on that. Where do you guys get the 7? I don't understand.
Because the total number of purses being produced when both of them are splitting their time in half. And so when Merv is splitting her time in half, she's only making 2. When Hosni's splitting their time in half, they're making 5. So the total number of purses being split in half are 5 and 2, so 7.
Isn't this possibility? Sorry, I know you guys can't see it. Doesn't this mean that that's their max and that's their max
Yes.
without time split?
Yes.
So this one would be 8 and this is 10. And this one is 6 and this is, what is that, 4?
Right.
That's why, so I guess I still don't understand where the 7. So if he is producing, is whatever, Hosni, whatever, is producing only wallets, wouldn't their max be 8?
Yes.
Well, so this is how you're going to look at it. Before you look at the maths, you need to think, okay, if Hosni's all by herself, she's making 4 wallets and 5 purses. So since we're focusing on purses, remember the 5. Merv by herself making 2 purses. So 5 plus 2, that's 7 purses total that's out being sold, only 7 purses. But since they're coming together and they're trading, now you can do 10. That's the maximum number of purses that can be made. So what's the difference between if they did not trade? If they did not trade, the max they made was 7. Now that they're trading, the maximum that can be made is 10. What's the difference? Is
okay.
3.
I
Does
got
that
it.
make sense?
Yeah, that was a lot simpler than all the math I did. Okay.
I end up doing that as well. I'm making it way harder than it actually ends up being.
Yeah,
Oh gosh. All
me
right.
too.
Okay, what about number 13?
13.
B.
Yeah.
I got B.
I got B. Okay, 14. I got
B.
I got B.
I got B.
You got D.
A B.
B.
B as in
Got
boy.
B.
Okay. You guys tell me how. Let me look back. Hold on. So both have a comparative advantage. Is that what you guys think? Both goods. Wait. Maya has both goods and a comparative advantage in the production.
Maya has an absolute advantage in the production of both goods and a comparative advantage in the production of toasters.
And that's because if you look, Maya has more mixers, more toasters. That's your absolute advantage. And for every mixer that Maya loses, or for every mixer that Maya makes, she loses 1.6 toasters. And for every toaster Maya loses, that's 0.625. Whereas Miguel, he gives up 2 toasters for every mixer, and then he gives up only half a mixer for every toaster. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But wouldn't that mean for Maya, the mixer, she has an advantage over the mixer because she loses 1.6 toasters versus the 2 that Miguel loses? Isn't it the one that has less? That loses less is the one that has the advantage?
Yeah, so it's the toaster. It's losing less on the toasters, right?
I have Maya for one mixer. It takes her 8 hours, so that means 1.6
Uh-huh.
in toasters. Isn't that what you said? 1.6
Yes.
toasters.
Toaster.
So then Miguel, for one mixer, it's 20 hours, which is 2 toasters. So wouldn't Maya have the advantage there because it costs her less than it would cost Miguel? As far as losing on the toaster?
Well, what you want to look at is for every toaster that Maya makes. Oh, wait, hold on. I think, yeah, your argument is good. I'm trying to remember why then I put that.
Okay, I know you guys can't see this, but can you see it? Oops. Because I have this. That even makes sense. Unless I'm doing it opposite again. Hold on, let me see.
I think we are. Because for, oh, come on, calculator. Because if you think fraction-wise, 5/8 and 2/4. I don't know. Hold on. I'm doing it wrong again in my head.
So, no, because like Miguel, for example, for one toaster, his toaster takes 10 hours. So that is half a mixer because the mixer is 20 hours. So he's missing out on half a mixer. And Maya, in her case, she has one toaster and it takes her 5 hours to make that toaster, which is less than the 8 hours it is to make one mixer. So that's 0.625. So that means that Miguel has the advantage because his is only 0.5 versus Maya's 0.625. That's why I have that Miguel has the advantage for the toaster and Maya has the advantage for the mixer. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Or I guess, why is it the other one? Because I know she has the absolute advantage on both of them. I said the mixers because it's 1.6 toasters versus the 2 toasters. I guess it's really hard to explain. Okay, let me share this. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. So wouldn't she, can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why does she not have the comparative here? If 2 is less or more than 1.6? Okay, that's what I have. So am I calculating something wrong? Or am I doing it opposite?
I think the Miguel one on the 20 hours needs to be 4 toasters. So, oh, never mind. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Never mind. My bad. Let me keep reading.
Because it says, so I guess our original info is that for Maya equals a 1 toaster. Oops, that's confusing. 1 toaster equals 8 hours. 1, oops, sorry, this is not helpful. 1 mixer equals 8 hours. And 1 toaster equals 5 hours, right? And for Miguel, they say 1 mixer equals 20 hours and 1 toaster equals 10 hours. So right here, Maya for 1 mixer. For 1 mixer is 8 hours. So here's the 8 hours. And so you take the 5 hours and you divide it. No, you take the 8 hours, right? And you divide it by 5 hours. It takes to make the toaster. Isn't that what it is? Or am I doing it opposite? You guys, sorry, is this even helpful? I don't know. I'm confused.
Which answer are you defending?
I think it is A.
Well, no. Now, if you look at the hours needed to make 1, just look at the hours, just the first half of that graph. If you look at Maya, for every 1 toaster, she is going to be losing 1.6 mixers. Miguel, for every 1 toaster, is losing 2 mixers. 10 goes into 22 times. So if you look at it that way, Maya is better with the toaster because she is losing fewer mixers. And Miguel is losing more mixers by making that toaster. Does that make sense? That's why Maya has comparative advantage in the production of toasters, because if you look just at the first half of the graph, that toaster, 5 goes into 8 is 1.6. So she's losing 1.6 mixers for every toaster. Miguel is losing 2 mixers for every toaster. That's why B is the answer. Did I lose you on that one?
No, yeah, I'm reading it. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, I guess I don't get it, but that's fine.
But if you look at the other half, which doesn't make any sense, I see what you're saying too. If you look at the second half of the graph, and you look at Miguel, for it's, I don't know.
I thought we were supposed to do this, like on the assignments that we did, we usually take, like when we did like the USA and Japan, this was mapped out like this, and then whichever one had the lowest number is the one that had the comparative advantage. So that's what I'm going based off of. So that's what I don't understand.
And it's still the same case, because if you look at the first half where Maya has 1.6 loss of mixers for every toaster, 1.6 is less than 2, whereas Miguel has a loss of 2.
But
so
she
it is
has
still the lesser number.
She has 1.6 loss of toasters, not of mixers.
No, it costs her. it's the cost. It costs her 1.6 mixers for every toaster that she's making in time. So it's costing her fewer mixers than Miguel is costing him more. It's costing him 2.
Isn't it for one mixer, she's spending 8 hours making that mixer? She's spending 8 hours to make one mixer. So she would use those 8 hours towards a toaster, which costs her how many hours to make a toaster? 5 hours. She could be making 1.6 toasters in those 8 hours. So she's losing 1.6 toasters as she's making one mixer.
Okay, well, you could do it that way, but then Miguel is losing 2.
Exactly. So then the one that loses the least amount of toasters is the one that has the comparative advantage.
Yep, that would be Maya. She's
yeah,
losing
it's B.
1.6 and Miguel's losing 2.
So Maya has the comparative advantage of toasters.
Oh,
She's losing 1.6 and he's losing 2.
okay.
Because he could be making 2 toasters in those 20 hours that he's making one mixer, right? So he's losing out on making 2 toasters in that mixer, whereas she's only losing out on making 1.6 toasters for that mixer.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought the person that lost the least is the one that had the comparative on like this beginning part on the mixer. But that makes sense. Okay. We can go on to the next one.
15, I put B.
B.
I did B.
Hey, we can agree on one.
Okay. 15.
16, I put B as well.
Put B. 17. I put D.
I put D.
D.
Sorry. Let's see. 18. I have A. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, I have A as well.
Okay. 19. I have D.
D.
Yep, I have D.
And 20. I have A.
I got C.
Oh. Okay.
Colombia should specialize in soy because it's a smaller sacrifice. What did I put? I think I have, I don't know what I have. I didn't write an answer, I just wrote notes.
I'm sorry. So which one did you say you had? You had
C.
C. Does anyone else have C or another one?
I thought it was A, but I don't know if that's right.
I know that Colombia is supposed to specialize in soy. That I know. But I think it's B. Is that what you said was B?
On like actual data or based on these graphs?
On the data. Because 12 soy equals 1 coffee over 0.75 soy. I don't know. I have to show you guys my notes. Hold on. I have to go through my notes again and understand what I did.
I put that Colombia should specialize in coffee and chili and soybeans. I'm not sure.
The one thing that I took from this was that if Chile wasn't trading at all, they would be making 6 soybeans and 8 coffee. So it has to be at least higher than those numbers in order for it to be a good trade. And what I came out of was that it wasn't, was that if Colombia did the coffee beans, they'd be making 12. And the Chile would be making 12 soybeans, and that's only 6 and 6. And so that's not gaining anything towards Chile.
Okay.
So we put B? Did you say what?
I said C,
See.
that Chile
Oh.
should. Oh, wait.
I was asking Colombia.
Maybe I did this backwards, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know what my notes are.
That's not hot right now. You need to just wait a minute, okay?
I think it's A. Sorry, guys. I think that was my bad. I mixed up Colombia and Chile, so.
I thought it was A.
I had A.
Yep, I have A now.
Okay. All right, guys.
Nice, good job.
Whew.
Okay, I think we're done. So I guess, are there any other questions?
That was tough.
Nope, good work, everyone. All right.
Okay,
So who's submitting this?
I will.
Okay.
And I'll just write down everyone's name. I would imagine it's on the chat. Or I guess, yeah, I'll find it. Okay.
All right, see you guys.
Do we take the wait?
Huh?
Okay, sorry. We're good.
Okay.
Please take the quiz, yes.
Okay.
Together?
Separate.
Okay, because it says
after the group meeting, you have to
We
take the
have it.
quiz on your own.
Okay.
on your own.
Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
See you guys.
yep.
All right, thanks. Bye.